Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sophie and this channel is now Spin a Good Yarn. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, hello, it's lovely to meet you, and if you've come before, thank you so much for spending some time here again. So today's a bit of a different kind of video because I feel like I just need some fun in my YouTube at the minute. Like, I need something that's different. I like the podcast format, don't get me wrong. I just wanted something a little bit more interesting to film. And I'm actually on a week off, or 2 weeks off, and I thought this would be a good time to kind of try something new. So here I have a basket of all of my current works in progress, and as someone who's usually a monogamous knitter, there's quite a lot going on in that basket. And I thought what might be good is having a little go with one of these to choose what I'm going to work on. So I'm going to show you what's on the wheel, and then show you my WIPS, and then we're going to decide what we're going to start working on using this one. So in the blue we have the Poet scarf, the purple we have the Space Dad socks. Now, issue with this, I was supposed to bring these home from work yesterday, my last day at work, and I forgot them. So I am going to go fetch them this week, but if it lands on there, I'm going to record it on my phone and take that as 1 hour of working on those when I pick them up. I've then got my Flirty, I've got spinning, I've got the cinema sweater, which is like probably my most focused work at the moment. A free space, so choose whatever I like. Stormy Day socks, which is a pair of vanilla socks. A new cast-on, so this is my like chaotic one. And I will say that if I do a new cast-on, I am going to dry erase and we will have whatever that project is. We're not going to keep casting more on. So those are our options. I need to tighten this up a little bit. I think my son thinks this is like the funnest thing ever, so it does unwind a little bit. So let's have a little look at where we are with each of these projects. So the first ones I have are the Stormy Day socks, as I mentioned. Oops, sorry, just dropped a stitch off the end there. And this is how far I am through these. I'm just starting the heel flap. I think that's what's stuck me, is I keep thinking, oh, I'll grab those, they're easy to work in the round, but I do just need to sort the heel out first. So that's where those are, and it's just, that's the first sock. Then the cinema sweater that we talked about is like my main whip at the moment. And I'm doing a bit of yarn chicken at the minute. So we have one whole sleeve, and I'm just picking up and starting on the next sleeve here. But I only have these 2 balls here and 2 more upstairs, and the body is totally not at length. So what I'm planning on doing is using these to finish off the sleeves, so the sleeves will match, and then hopefully having enough left to alternate skeins through the end of the body. So that's where I am on the cinema sweater. Then next we have the Flirty, which I really want to work on, but I think I feel obliged to work on the cinema sweater at the minute. And this one is a bit tangled up. See if I can untangle it enough to show you. So this one is just started, it's worked from the bottom up, and I've just started getting into, you might be able to see a little yarn over there, into the lace pattern, and I'm really excited to work on this one. As I say, I'm just kind of like, my sensible brain is telling me to finish the one that's closer first. Then in here we have the one that's going to be my new cast on, and this one is actually my first ever project that I'm going to do in Fisherman's Rib. And this is hand spun yarn, which is BFL, together with Knitting for Olive's Soft Silk Mohair in Morning Haze. So I have swatched for that one, but haven't yet cast it on. So this is my additional chaos cast on, should I get that one. Then we have the Poet scarf, which is a gift knit. So there's some urgency to this one, which is why I thought I'd start to cast it on, but I've done like nothing. So this is what we have. It's with a lovely yarn. It's this one called Teal Me More by Cheshire Yarns. And then obviously I have my spinning on there as an option. I have no spinning projects currently in progress, but I'd quite like to do some spinning in the next couple of weeks. And then a free space could be any of these, or any activity, any like fibre activity, right? So what I'm going to do is, when I have free time, I'm going to spin the wheel, and I think I'm going to say, I think I was going to say that it was an hour of working on it. I think I'm going to say it's half an hour of working on it, just because I may not always have a full hour. But we're going to spin together and see what my first item from my wheel of whips is going to be. Let's have a little look. Oh, free space instantly. Okay. So if it is a free space, let's have a little think. I think what I'm going to do if it's a free space is I think I'm going to try and do some of, is this the right one? No. I'm going to try and do some of this Stormy Day sock heel whilst doing a bit of reading on my Kindle, because once that's in the round, that's going to be such an easy project to do, like while WIPS playing and stuff. And I think that feels like a really sensible thing to just get a little bit further on. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of knitting on this. I don't know how long I'm going to like run this through for. I think just as long as it's fun. And this was a nice way to give my WIPS some time in this next couple of weeks. We are also going away, so Tom and I are going away for a couple of days so that we can, or so that I can, go to Unravel Autumn. So I will have to just be sensible about which ones I take. If any are like right at the end, they probably aren't the ones I'm going to take. But that would be nice too, to kind of have some sense by the time I get there. That's next Friday that we're going. To decide what to take with us on our little holiday, because it is without our little one for the first time. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of work on my Stormy Day socks, and just so you know, we will have different camera equipment filming throughout this, because I tend to use my phone for vlogging and my camera for filming like this. So bear with as we go, just because it's easier than having a camera set up and a tripod and stuff when you have little people around. So I'll see you guys in a moment. So I decided to carry on for a little bit, and I've just finished the heel, slap myself on the face, I've just finished the heel flap. I just do 2.25 for these, that seems to be a pretty good fit for me. And I've been reading The Cold Vanish, which is, I'll show you the cover, The Cold Vanish, and this is about people who go missing in America's wilderness, which is a topic I'm randomly really interested in. It's been a very chill hour. I also used a tiny bit of it in the middle to add some labels to my needles, as I finally got my label printer working again. We've been doing a big house declutter, so I found my label maker and got that one working. I think I'm going to try and get a little bit more rest now while WIP's asleep. Yeah, then check in with you guys later. Quite a while later, we decluttered our whole house, including our loft today, which we haven't done since WIP was born. So like getting old toys put away and clothes put away. We put some clothes away, but like even my clothes, like things that just don't fit my new body, and sorting all of those things out. So we've had such a busy day today, and it's 7:30. My hair's soaking wet because I had a shower, because we also cleaned our house as we decluttered, and WIP's just gone down. So it's time for me to spin my wheel again. I'm excited. I managed to obviously do the what did I show you? I did the heel flap, and I did do the heel turn just whilst we were eating dinner, or like waiting for dinner to cook. So yeah, I've got to the like gusset decreases now, which is pretty cool. So I feel much happier with that. We're gonna see what the wheel has in store for me next. Let's give it a go. Oh, that didn't spin properly. Let's give it a good old whack. What does that say? That's Space Dad socks. Okay, so that's one for Space Dad socks, and I'm going to add that to my count. I'm hoping I might go pick these up tomorrow, but I might go get them maybe on Wednesday of next week. We'll see. But there's one for them. Try again. Oh, what's that one? Ooh, another free space. So I think if it's another free space, I think I'm going to do my gusset decreases, because I'm getting through that in that sock, and then I will be back in the round. And that was kind of what I was saying was getting in the way for me, was having to do like anything other than just stocking it in the round, so that it can be my like walking around project, etc. And I feel like I've had a really good go with those socks today, so that kind of feels like a sensible thing to do to kind of get that sorted. So so it's been an hour, and I'm halfway, I think, through the gusset decreases, but really happy to be making headway into the foot. I think it's going to be really nice to have this one to knit on. I'm going to grab my wheel again and do another spin, because I fancy something different for a little bit. I mean, I won't be mad if it lands on this, because then I can finish my gusset decreases, but my whip basket is looming. So let's go find my wheel. Hey Foz. Here we go. So, let's give it a spin. Oh my god, free space again. We're gonna re-roll. Cinema sweater. Okay, cool. Let's do a bit of time on the cinema sweater. That is my other like major whip, if you remember. This one in here. And I am doing the arms because I'm playing a bit of yarn chicken. So I think what I might do, if I'm knitting on this one, it's so mindless. I think I might find some like knitting podcast to watch. This is like nothing, doesn't it, in there? But yeah, because I'm knitting up the sleeves so that I've got sleeves in matching yarn, and then I'm going to try and alternate skeins with whatever I get left. I think part of me wants to like race to finish this. Oh my goodness, hang on, let me get this out. Let's get this out. There we go. Part of me wants to like race to finish this. Part of me is like a little bit disheartened because I know I'm not going to have enough yarn, and that really never happens to me very often. So yeah, just literally, see there's the underarm. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with this one for a bit. And I understand that knitting for Olive may take a minute or two to ship to me, because they did an amazing job at raising money for the Gaza fundraiser. I did buy some yarn from them when they were running their fundraiser, and they have done an amazing job and donated loads of money. So I understand that at some point this whip's going to have to be like hibernated until new yarn arrives. So yeah, I just really have the sleeve. I'm going to try and get through the sleeve. Oh, Foz. My cat just fell. Come up, Bellin. Good girl. Yeah, so I'm going to find something interesting to watch, or some knitting podcast maybe. I don't know what I feel like, maybe one or the other, and get on with some knitting. I'll show you how far I get, and I suspect this will be the last one of tonight. It's an hour, so that gives me, yeah, an hour more of knitting time before I might want to go and read in bed or something else. So yeah, check in with you guys soon. So it's been an hour, and that's how far we got, just from a little stitch marker there, which is, yeah, about another half of a round of just in a decrease on the sleeves, which always feels good. I'm working 6 decrease rounds, so this one and then 5 more. Yeah, I have got this much left, and as I was knitting I was just planning for what I'm gonna do when I get to the body. I think what I'm gonna do is, maybe if I have enough yarn, maybe try and weigh the yarn, knit like 5 rounds, and then weigh the yarn again, and then that way I should be able to tell how much yarn I'd need for how many rows, and I can calculate how much longer I want it based on trying it on my try-on tubing, and then hopefully buy like about the right amount of yarn to finish this off, because I don't want to have loads over, obviously. And this is actually a lot of yarns. This is 10 skeins of knitting for Olive. Obviously I know I'm still working like the arm and stuff, but yeah, 10 skeins is a lot. It feels like a lot. So I don't want to buy like 4 and then use 2 and just have 2 random balls in the stash. I find that really annoying. So yeah, I'll use up these 2, and then I think what I'm going to do is try and, because it's 2 strands held together, when I get to my next ball, is hold one from the outside, one from the inside, to like retain a ball to then hold as one of my strands to help me phase in the new colour. I think that's going to be okay. I bought the yarn like a year ago, so I really don't think there's any chance of getting the same dye lot. I'm just going to have to hope that it's fairly close. Fingers crossed. So yeah, it's 9:30 now, and I'm going to go read in bed and give my hands a bit of a break, because that was 2 hours of knitting straight pretty much, and yeah, I just need a little bit of time. Doing something else, I'm trying to remember to look at the light, because always when I get backlit it just looks crap. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to read some more of The Cold Vanish in bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Morning. It's 10:30 and I've had my first proper lie-in the longest time. I didn't wake up until 10. Tom took Wit to nursery this morning, so I've just been able to sleep, which has been amazing, and I've just been drinking my coffee and I've just finished all of the heel, so I'm now just starting the fit. And I've moved on my little progress marker for next time we check in on that project, so that feels really nice, and that was only like 10 minutes. So I feel like I'm settling into the day, and I have a few things I can do, but I want to really give myself the day to decide whatever I want to do. So I'm gonna spin my wheel and see where that comes out, just so we know, just in case it turns up. But I think I might maybe swap my cast-on. We did some shopping for WIPS, like autumn winter wardrobe, a couple of days ago, and I have the confetti cardigan pattern and yarn for that, which is a really cute pattern. And I was just thinking, actually, if I want him to be able to wear it this autumn and winter, I should probably knit that fairly soon, so I maybe might have that as my new cast-on, but who knows whether that's going to come up at all in this video. Okay, let's see if we can see the wheel, and this is precarious. I give it a spin. Actually no, oh, hang on, let's set it up somewhere where we can see. There we go. That's a better spin. Okay, back to the cinema sweater. I feel like we've not had like any of the fun ones yet. Like we've been going into like my like sensible WIPS, but I'm okay with that. I think I can make a bit of progress on that. This morning I've been watching some knitting YouTube. I love Knitting with Ev. She's one of my absolute favourite channels, like auto-click every time she uploads. I think she's such a lovely person. So I think I will probably do half an hour of knitting on my cinema sweater. I feel like that would be nice, and then I might decide kind of what to do with myself for the day. As I say, I have a few things I could do. So Wit has some clothes I can pick up, and I could drive to my work to pick up my socks. My work's about 20 minutes away, so if I did that I might have like a little wander around some other places that are local to there. But yeah, they have a hobbycraft and I might maybe look at some fat quarters, but don't know. And I also have all of our stuff over there to donate, so that's another thing I could maybe do. So yeah, I think I'll do half an hour and then decide how I want to shape up today. So I ended up driving out to rescue my Space Dad socks, and since I had to get all the way back to work to get them, I have just stopped in a nearby little park and a walk. I'm going to do a kind of half an hour walk, I think. My throat's getting pretty sore. I think I'm getting one of Wit's colds. I was ill last time I had annual leave as well. It's just so unfair. But yeah, so I'm going to enjoy the walk this sort of midday, and then go back into town to do the little bits I'd said about taking some stuff to charity shops and picking up Wit's toys, and then have a bit of a chill afternoon before he comes back from nursery. And that also lets me get some like easy lunch at Waitrose, which would be nice. So yeah, just going to work on this one as I walk around, and I'll take a couple of little shots as we go, but I thought this was a nice way to make it not just a drive, I guess, just to pick up my socks, because I really did want to have them at home and it was bugging me. So now at least I know I have them. I was so worried when I got to work. I was like, I forgot my locker key, but I didn't. I had it with me. That would have been tragic if I'd have driven all the way out here and then not had it. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little wander and I'll show you some pretty bits as we go. So I just got back to the car. I did about a 40-minute walk, which was really nice, and I finished the calf of my Space Dad socks. I have finished the whole of the other sock. I couldn't show this to you before. That is what it looks like. I think it's such a pretty colourway, and I'm really happy to have these at home now so that I can do some knitting on them, or like nearly home, right? I am going to drive back to where we live and do the drop-offs and get some food and all of that stuff. It's about 1 o'clock now, so I think I'll probably get home 1:30, 1:45, something like that. But plenty of time to do what I need to do. Yes, so that felt like a good morning. I'm glad I tacked something on to picking up my wool, or that would have just felt a bit much. I'm going to listen to part of my stash on the drive home, and it's just started raining as well, so I feel like I've timed everything very well. So I've just picked up the smallest one from nursery, haven't we? He has a very silly haircut at the minute because he was getting stressed out by his fringe, and I just gave him like micro bangs. Do 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 do. Woof woof woof. And I thought just before I get into like 1 sec. B-I-N-G-O, singing B-I-N-G-O, riding on a tractor. Yes, just before we get into like dinner time and bedtime, we had his new clothes that I picked up today, and I just wanted to show you what we got. So we've got some more coming as well, but this is a little jumper. These are all from John Lewis. We did a John Lewis, a Next, and an H&M. Little jumper with like radishes and mushrooms on it, super cute. Then these are all in 12 to 18 months. He's pretty skinny, like he's like his daddy, but he's tall. This one was Tom's like first pick. So this is a really thick, fluffy inside cardigan with a little bubble on the top, which I think is really, really cute when it starts to get a little bit colder than it is now. And then the last knitwear item that we got, I think is super cute, and I think this would be really cool to make, like to re-engineer to an adult size. But there's this little vest here with a smiley face, which I think is super cute. Are you making a noise like a lion? Rah! Rah! Yeah! Yeah, I think that one is super cute. And then we just got 2 pairs of trousers for him because everything he has now is 6 to 9 months from last year. And he still fits it pretty well, it's just the length. So I got this pair of little jeans, and then I got him this pair of stripy trousers which have just this little logo on it which says "Let's go outside." So that's his little part of his little fall and winter wardrobe haul. I think it's kind of fun to show, right? So yeah, I'm going to put that away, let him play happily for a little bit, cook his dinner, and then get into bedtime. I've obviously knitted a bit more of my cinema sweater, and I actually think I'm going to carry on knitting that through tonight. I might take, I mean, I have my choice, I can choose, right? I think I'm going to take this roll as being like for today, because I feel like I'm getting there with my sleeve, and I'm soon to the point where I'll know how much yarn chicken I'm actually playing. Oh, snap, 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 snap. Crocodile. Yeah, so that's my plan, I think, is I'll say bye to you guys for now. I'll see you in like a couple hours when I'm done with mum duties. Hey? Shall I see if Whit will say hello? Hey, baby. Hey, who's that? Can you see yourself? Is that you? Is that you? Yeah, that's a nice smile, isn't it? Oh, are you playing with your animals? Your ark? Oh, yes. Got the lion. What's the lion say? There we go. Good boy. We'll say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. So I'm just getting myself some picky bits ready for dinner. It's a bit of a random mix, but we will be fine. So just got some goza that was steamed. And then I need to grab out of the oven just some little sausage roll things. I just really couldn't be bothered to do like a proper dinner tonight, and these I love so much. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick dinner. I think I'm going to roll again on my wheel, my little wheel over there, once I have eaten my dinner tonight. I've also got a Good Rays, which is like a CBD drink. I'm trying to drink a little bit less alcohol at the minute, and I thought having some CBD drinks might be a nice treat. I did used to have, I used to drink like soft drinks as a treat drink, but my husband has properly got like Dr. Pepper like addiction, so I can't have those kind of things in the house without them just vanishing basically. So yeah, he doesn't like CBD drinks, so that's my current option. God, that bowl's really hot. And then I'm just gonna grab some soy sauce for dipping, and then that'll be my dinner. Whit had a pretty good evening tonight. He was in a good mood actually. I think you can probably tell that when we were on the video, and he went down okay, so yeah, that feels nice. Right, pop a little bit of this in and have some dinner. So I just finished my dinner, and I think I'm going to give my wheel a spin and see what we're going to get up to next. The lighting is terrible, I'm just going to turn you around. Ooh, free space. Okay, so I feel like I've done a lot of my socks and the cinema sweater so far, and I think what might be fun is to start some spinning. I have nothing on my wheel at the moment, and I have a couple of braids to choose from. What I'm going to do, hang on. So these are the two braids I have to choose from. This one, they're both hand-dyed, but this one is merino, and I got this one on Etsy. That's the colour there. I actually can't remember the seller, apologies, but it's very soft. I think it was maybe UK dyed. That one's called Bluebell. And then this one is Chevrolet in the colour Ostentatious, and this is by Loom, who's one of my favourite hand dyers. I think I'm gonna spin up this one, and I think I'm gonna try and spin it fractal again. I'll get my little bag. I have like a way of splitting my fibre. I'm just gonna sit downstairs and just like do some fibre prep. I think that could be really good fun. I'm wondering if I'm gonna take my wheel with me when we go to Farnham. Could be fun, but yeah, I think this would be good to get something started on the spinning front. Also, here's my progress on my cinema sweater, which is mostly what I've knitted on today, right? I think I rolled this twice. I rolled this twice? I think so, or I just continued on. So that's where we started out this morning. That's where we are now. I've just done the third decrease of 6 decreases on the sleeve, and I have just a tiny bit of this left. I think this will be my like knitting in bed one tonight. When I've done some spinning. I may, when I start spinning tonight, I may just fibre prep because it's already 8:30, but I think it'd be nice to get started on that. I'm really enjoying this one. I've been watching, I don't know if you can see, but that's the Thursday Murder Club on Netflix, and enjoying that one. So yeah, I'm going to pop my knitting away for a little bit, do some fibre prep at least, and maybe just start spinning up some fibre. And here's what it looks like starting to spin up. I think this one looks really pretty. I don't know whether it's going to get a bit muddy when I apply it. We'll kind of have to see how it goes, but yeah, that was fun. It's 10 o'clock now, so I'm going to stop with the spinning. My cat is here for cuddles. And I think I'm going to try and get my Kindle. Tom's on an early tomorrow, so he's come straight in and go to bed, so I'll see whether I can sneak up. And I think I'm going to read down here with my duvet for a little bit. Yeah, and finish off Thursday Murder Club. I am 20 minutes left to go, so yeah, I think that's my plan for the rest of the night. I'll see you guys again at some point tomorrow, I expect. Oh, can make this one make a noise? Make a noise. So it's the next evening and I haven't really filmed today. I have a tiny clip at the park, but we've had a really busy day. It's been lovely. We did some clothes shopping for Wit and Nora, who's Wit's cousin. Got him some his first pair of shoes, proper shoes, whirly boots. Like, it was really lovely. I hung out with my mum, and then Tom came home in the afternoon and we've hung out together this afternoon. So yeah, we just haven't kind of been a knitting or crafty day, which is absolutely fine. I like having days where I don't do so much as well. But I have now got my wheel. Let's see if we can do it like this. And my cat. And I'm gonna do something this evening. It's like 6:30. We had an early night because he's really terrible cold. So yeah, let's see what we're gonna get up to tonight. I'm quite excited. I feel like I'm kind of up for any project tonight. That's my mood. Oh, it's taken a while. Where are we gonna get to? What does that say? I would say, oh, it's like on the line. So hang on, let's get it straight on. So I would say that's probably slightly into free space. So if it's free space, I think I'm gonna take the time to do my new cast on, which sounds ridiculous because I'm doing this because I have so many WIPS, but I'm gonna cast on the confetti cardigan because having done Wit's like autumn wardrobe, I really want to start on that one. And I think I will like continue picking up my cinema sweater throughout this period, but I really feel like doing that. So I might need to check if I have the right needle size, like that's not in use. But I think I'm gonna buy that pattern now and cast straight on. I'm gonna make it a size too big, so unless the gauge is like terrible, like I'll start knitting, and if it like looks really off or whatever, if I measure it, sorry, and it is off, I'll frog it. But yeah, it's kind of like he's in 12 to 18 month stuff now, and I'm gonna make the 1 to 2 years. So if it's like majorly big, I don't care, you can just have it next year, and if it's too small then I will like frog it and change needle sizes. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna start knitting on that one, so I need another project bag and my yarn and find some needles and stuff. Hello. I didn't film as I was knitting because I was figuring out shake stitch and doing some German short rows at the same time, so I just needed to pay little attention so that I could check where my double stitches were, because it's kind of brioche, so you're making double stitches. Yeah, this is my first time, other than my fisherman's rib swatch, doing brioche stitching. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be almost impossible, but yeah, it's kind of cute. That's what the right side looks like, and wrong side looks like neater to me, but that is the stitch that it wants you to have for your right side. So you cast on at the top for the back, and then you just do some short rows for the shaping of the back. And I'm gonna leave it here for now. So I think when we started it was like 6:30, wasn't it? And it's now 9, so it did just take me a minute or two to get used to the stitching. My gauge seems fine, so that's positive. Obviously I haven't blocked this, but it feels as if it's kind of broadly in the right ballpark, which is all I wanted for baby size stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna put this one down for a bit, do a little bit of my cinema sweater, and I'm gonna take my nighttime meds. Feeling quite tired tonight, so yeah, I don't think I'll be up for ages and ages. But Tom's on annual leave now too, which is lovely, and we're gonna head to my mum's tomorrow morning just to hang out, which will be really nice. I don't know whether I'll take this one with me, probably not, just because it's a bit newer. I might take one of my easier projects, maybe one of my socks or my cinema sweater. But I really enjoyed picking up a new project with a different stitch type. It's fun. I always need to remember that I really enjoy learning new things with knitting, as well as having it be a comfort. It is kind of hard on my hands though. I think the ribbing is something that I find tiring in my hand that I use to tension. I'm a little bit tiring on my wrist. So yeah, it's good to take little breaks, I think. I very much enjoyed that though. I'm really glad I let myself have another cast on my list, even though I have so many WIPs at the minute. So I'm going to find a project bag and like tidy up my space because I've just made it a bit messy, and then do some knitting on the cinema sweater. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow. So I'm just trying on, whoa, my cinema sweater, and I can't lie, like I'm loving this. I think it's gonna be so cute. I love the big sleeves. I did shorten the length of these. I think I mentioned I did a whole decrease less, so a little bit more balloony, but I think that's super cute. We are playing serious yarn chicken, so it's kind of hard to tell because I'm wearing the same colour underneath, but this little marker here is where it's coming to right now. I have 17 grams left of this skein and one more skein to knit the whole body, and I kind of want it to hit about where this top is. So what I'm going to do is just measure the difference, and then we're going to do some yarn math to figure out how many more rows that would need to be to get to like a similar length. So if I kind of check, so these are like at a comfortable height. Let's pull them up a little bit actually, but I think this is a nice cut. It's like before, you can kind of see it's before the wide part of my hips, but down over my trouser line. So yeah, I'm gonna measure what that one looks like. Let's do that quickly. I might try and set you up and see whether we can do it together. Okay, let's have a look at this. So from here, I'm gonna measure in the front. My back is usually a little bit longer just because of boobs. So I think including ribbing, we're talking 5 more inches here. I'm pretty sure that I want to match the ribbing here. Pretty sure this is like 1.25 inches. Look, no, it's a full 1.5 inches. So I have 1.5 inches of ribbing, and then that would make that 3.5. Is that right? Can I do maths? Yeah, I think so. So 3.5 more of body. I'm going to measure it in terms of the stockinette, and then the ribbing, you go down quite a few needle sizes. Don't know if you can see, it's so dark. Let me try adding some light. So you go down quite a few needle sizes for your ribbing. I don't think you can see it at all. So I know that I'll need a bit more yarn for that, but I think I'm going to measure like to get 3.5 inches more of the stockinette, and then I'll make sure I have some overage for the ribbing on the collar. But yeah, it's very big and oversized and cozy, but this is not going to be enough, I really doubt. So what I'm going to do is, let's get out of the glare. What I'm going to do is, I've just weighed this one and it's 17 grams, and I'm going to knit another 4 rounds because it's 17 grams like at the beginning of this round, and then weigh it again so I know how much 5 rounds weighs, and then I'm going to figure out how many rows I need to do from where I am now to get to 5 inches, well 3.5 inches, and then we'll add a little bit of overage on. What I might do is do 5 and then maybe round that up. But yeah, I'm probably going to need another couple is my thinking, but we'll see how I go. I haven't really done any knitting today. I've been really tired. I've been sleeping a lot. So I just wanted to get the sleeves all finished, and I think they look nice. What do we think? I think they look good. Come on, crocodile. Snap, 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 snap. Yeah. Another crocodile. Snap, 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 snap. Good morning. It is not quite 10. I've just finished knitting on the cinema sweater. I've used up my second to last ball. This is what I have left, and I need to wait for the other one to arrive so that if the colours are too off, that I can alternate them. So this is what we're looking like so far. It recommends at least 8 inches at the underarm and before you start the ribbing, and I reckon I've maybe got 3 or 4. Let's have a quick look actually. Have a look together. So we're only talking that length there. Let's have a little look. So yeah, I would say pretty much 4, bang on. So we know we need more length, but we can't do anything about it now. So what I'm going to do is put this project upstairs, next to my stash, I guess, so that it's on hold. I don't really have a space for things that are on hold, and I'm really glad I've gotten as far through this one as I have. It feels quite nice to take a break from it as well, and I'm going to add another free space where it said cinema sweater on my wheel, and then spin my wheel for what I'm going to do today. I think I might have it be today because I have a fair bit of time today, and it might feel nice to get some progress on some stuff, but we'll see how I feel. For now, I'm going to put away my cinema sweater, which is going to be heavy. Like, it's a big old sweater. I'm a little bit worried when I block it, it's going to grow a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is knit the other 4 inches, or a bit less than that actually, but knit the length I want, and then I might block it before I do the ribbing, so that I just know exactly where it's going to lay, and I can always take it back, because I think the Italian bind off on so many stitches, it's just going to be worth my while to do a little mid-project block. Now you could argue, should I mid-project block it now? But I think I know I'm going to need more length. 4 inches is not going to be enough for the crop version is 8, so I think it's probably better to wait until I've got my yarn. But that feels really good to have had that like as finished as it can be whilst have this time off. Yeah, we'll come and I'm going to do some washing up and maybe even have my shower. I haven't had a shower yet. I didn't sleep that well last night, so I'm a little bit out of it. Just quite tired, but yeah, so I might do my washing up and have a shower and then spin the wheel. I will go back to sleep for a bit today for sure, but I don't know whether I might do a little bit more knitting before I go to that. I might wait till Tom wakes up so that I can have a little bit of time in the bedroom just to myself. I quite like having a nap sort of solo so that I can spread out. So yeah, I think I'm going to fold all this stuff up, do some tidying, sort my wheel, all of that stuff, and I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Are you ready? We have 2 free spaces now. I'm going to see what I'm going to work on through today. Quite excited for this one because I have lots of free space, so that means I can choose lots of different things today, which feels exciting. Oh, Flirty, we haven't even started on that one yet. That's quite exciting. So my Flirty is literally only just in the very beginning stages. It'd be nice to get into the pattern a little bit. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I'm gonna go grab that one. So we've only just cast this one on and done 1 round of the lace. The pattern doesn't suggest having the full like lace motif, but I thought that looked silly, so I've just slightly amended it to have the full kind of, what would you call it? A sideways square diamond. There you go. To have the full diamond visible. So yeah, I'm going to carry on knitting this one round, and I love the stitch markers I have on these ones. I can't remember who I got them from. They're from Etsy, but they're just really simple round ones, and my beginning of round is just slightly bigger than all the others, so it's very subtle. And yeah, I'm glad to be getting into this one a little bit, if I'm honest. It's felt like, I don't know, I mean, not that knitting's not fun when it's stocking it in the round, but it's felt like my kind of more fun projects I haven't had the chance to work on, and this definitely feels like one of the more fun ones, so excited to get this one started. Good morning. I woke up a little while ago and just wanted to do some sock knitting whilst I woke up for the day, and I just wanted to show you the scenario in which we find ourselves, and I'm gonna just be okay with it. That's my decision. I don't really know how it happened. I weighed the ball and split it into 2 25-gram sections, but maybe it wasn't 25 grams. That's my thought. Maybe it was 60 grams. So here is where I am with the second sock. I am exactly the same like point in the pattern. Don't know whether you can, let's flip it over, whether you can see. So I've literally started everything like it's matched up perfectly, same length, and we are just doing the heel decreases, but this is all I have left, and just looking at the colour repeats, we're going to get to here and then run out of yarn. So all of this I don't have yarn for. So I think what we're going to do is a red foot, because I have loads of this red yarn to use. Sorry, my cat's arrived as well. So yeah, I think we're going to have a red foot to this sock, which is going to be a bit random, but I think it's fine. I can't be asked to undo like 2 socks worth of knitting at this point, and I think chalk it up to experience. I'm guessing that the ball was 60 grams, and therefore I have 35 grams in the back sock and only 25 grams in the front sock, which would make sense, like from here on the sock, so if you can see from that stripe there to the end, I think that probably makes sense as like 10 grams, right? So I think I'm going to hold on these now. I think having made that discovery, I need a moment to accept that this is what my life is going to be. And I'm going to get myself some breakfast, and then I think I might do a little bit more of the confetti cardigan. I'm tempted. I've just had the wool turn up for my cinema sweater, which is insanely fast. So yeah, if you need wool in a pinch, knit literally delivered it like next day for me. So I think I'm going to hold on these socks, and I feel like knitting, I've just got to figure out a new stitch and increase in the brioche. So I feel like I might just do that so that I feel like I'm not stuck with my confetti cardigan, and then dependent on how that feels, I may carry on with that, or I may spin my wheel and find something new. But yeah, step 1 is breakfast, step 2 is acceptance. Hello. It's a couple of days later now, and it's evening. I'm all cozied up in my pyjamas. They're really cute. And yeah, this is going to be my last wheel spin. It's been a couple of days just because we've had WIP the last couple of days, which has been lovely, and we've just done lots of things that have been like baby orientated, so I haven't really done a lot of knitting. I have actually, I will show you, the one thing I have knitted on when I've had a moment has been his cardi. So it's a confetti cardi. Let's try and hold it up. So that's what it's looking like now. I'm just working around the body, so I have kind of just been working on that one a little bit. I just got really into the half shaker, reverse half shaker stitch, but I haven't really worked on much else, if I'm honest. I'm still waiting on the yarn for my cinema sweater, and I haven't just dived into a lot of stuff. So I thought it'd be fun to do one more spin of the wheel, and then we're going away tomorrow, so I think I mentioned that. So I will choose projects that I will sensibly take away, because some of them are nearer the end. Like not really near the end, but like some of my socks are like nearly finished, so I don't want to just take like that and this or something and then have nothing to work on. So anyway, let's give our wheel one last spin for one last WIP chosen at random. It's been really fun doing this, by the way. I've really enjoyed this. If you like this video format, please let me know, because I can definitely do it again. Yeah, it's been enjoyable to let chance take hold. What are we gonna land on? Oh my goodness, it's going backwards. That is the Space Dad socks. Okay, 2 seconds, I need to find them. So just do a little update, show you where we're at. First sock is still done. I think I spoke to you last time when I realised that I'm not going to get like anywhere close to the same foot length using the yarn I have left. So in terms of the colour changing, all I have left, oh, it's all tangled in my foot. I only have this much left, and looking at the middle, that's going to take me through like one more brown repeat and one more purple, and then one whole more repeat. So looking at it on the sock I already have, what we'll get to is here. So all of this bit of the foot I don't have any yarn for, so I'm gonna have to just do the rest of the foot in red, which wasn't kind of what I anticipated. But I think what happened was, I think maybe the skein weighed 60 grams, and when I split it, I was like, oh, 25 grams per sock, split it perfectly, but I didn't actually check what the skein had weighed, and I reckon it might have been 60, which would mean that, yeah, I was off by a little bit, or maybe the scale just read it incorrectly. But anyway, it means I didn't split my yarn in half, which is what I thought I had, because then I probably would have just done the contrast heel, which probably would have made better socks, but we're not unravelling it, we've got too far. So yeah, what I'm going to try and do then is stick on some Grey's Anatomy and do a little bit more knitting through the bit I have left. Be nice to get these ones off the needle soon. It feels like I've had them on the needle for a while, and I've definitely learnt a lot through the process of knitting these, both in terms of like that I really enjoy self-striping sock yarn, sorry, excuse me, but also that I think I now understand why I wouldn't do a heel flap and gusset despite like the fit. I just couldn't see many examples of people who'd done it that way, and that was frustrating. And I was like, I know it's not going to look great, but I want to know what it looks like and see whether it bothers me or not. And I think it's kind of fun, right? But and I think because these socks are going to be really mismatched, I think that's kind of fine. But yeah, so I think I've learned that I would probably get like contrasting mini to do the toe and the heel. And when I've looked at the different ways that you can use the self-striping yarn to kind of have a heel that like maintains the striping pattern down the leg, I actually really don't like the way those look with like the bullseye. I think that looks really like not nice to me, whereas the contrasting I really like. So yeah, I think that's been really good to learn that with these pair of socks, and I'm excited to be able to have them and wear them. I'm hoping I might finish these maybe before I go back to work so that they don't have to go back to being my work socks. It'd be nice to have, like after my leave, a fresh pair of socks. We'll see. I don't know how much time I'm going to dedicate to knitting on these ones tomorrow, and I'm not sure whether I'll take them away or not. I mean, maybe I could, it's just that then I'll have a random pair of socks that are finished. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna say bye to you guys for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video. I'll input just a little clip at the end letting you know how far I got through these socks by the end of tonight. But I really enjoyed the process of choosing my WIPS at random, and yeah, absolutely up for doing this video again if you enjoyed it too. And see you guys again soon in my next video. And look after yourselves until then. Bye! Me as I've worked my way through some of my WIPS.